Hey YouTube, D Fisher here, just wanting to talk about how the top tier decks are getting too busted. I've been playing since back in the day. Like, Conoco had Kaiba starter deck back in the day, about 12 years ago, okay? How much has changed the game, you know? Since Konami took over Upper Decks, rights, and blah blah blah, we've had the synchros, we've had exceeds, and it's just so far gone that, let me put it to you this way: there's Mermel's placing top four, top four, for the last 4 or 5 Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship series. There's Dragon Rulers that's been winning everything in Japan for the past 3 months. And there's Spellbooks with the whole Spellbook and Judgment thing. That deck is stupid. That deck is just so stupid. And Madolchi's with Hook Cake, that's a pretty good deck, but it's, in my opinion, it might top 16, that's just if, in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series event or something like that. Yurgia's also with their Iron Call with the Cyber Dragon decks as well, because now they have Iron Call, they have Final Gesture, they have Call the Haunted, they have Monster Born, they have Limit Reverse, they have Infernal Reckless Summon. That's all stuff that they can use to bring, Proto Cyber, Fuse, blah 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 blah. Okay? Then those decks, those decks are really good. Now, the reason why I'm saying something about this is that this is what my opinion of what everybody should run as a sideboard for serious events. Not just serious events either. When you're playing your friends, a friendly game even, when you're at home, and it's just S and G's, you have to play a sideboard. I mean, 3 needle ceilings. Three, three, 3 needle ceilings, okay? It can only be activated when there's 4 or more monsters on the field, okay? Destroy all face-up monsters on the field. That just, even if you don't go first, if your opponent goes first and they blah 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 blah, just explode everywhere. Because now, apparently, Yu-Gi-Oh! It depends on who goes first, who goes second. It's just that simple. If you go first, you win. If you go second, you lose. Okay? Uh, Now, needle selling is just because Dragon Rulers, Atlanteans, Mermels, Cyber Dragons, Sams, stuff like that. I could keep going with the list for about another 10 decks. Like Thunder Family, blah blah blah. Okay? Uh, it's just such a good card. Not even good, it's amazing for your sideboard. Just amazing. Uh, Also, Electric Virus. Discard it from your hand to take control of your opponent's dragon or machine type. That screws with, Dragon Rulers, Chaos Dragons, the new Blue Eyes decks that I'm sure are going to just pop up out of nowhere, okay? And Stardust plays, stuff like that. And it also screws with Zenline plays, Totem Bird plays, Dracosac plays, since he's a machine. Stuff like that. I mean, it's just so good. And you should run 3 of those as well. And for the third card, Puppet Plant, run 3. It hurts Soldier, it hurts Sorcerer, it hurts Madolchi's 6 Samurai. So many good decks, that are out right now that have spellcasters and warriors. And then there's Macro Cosmos and Dimensional Fissure. you should run, you know, at least a couple copies of those, in my opinion, just because there's so much still relying on the graveyard. And there's just, you have to be prepared. Don't run Fossil Dyna, because that's just going to hurt you in the end. Fossil Dyna hurts. Like, not just your opponent, but you as well. Don't run stuff like Rotocrete, because then when your opponent speeds up too quickly, they're gonna win because you played that stupid ass play of playing that freaking Rotocrete, okay? And just because of all these decks are just so popular, just because they're so good, I'd say the last card that I would sideboard would be Protector of the Sanctuary. Your opponent can't draw, okay? Outside of the draw phase. That just makes it worth it in my book. That just makes it so worth it. Because then you get to stop certain other decks like oh, what is that deck called? Oh yeah, Dark World. If they can't draw after they activate that card destruction, they're screwed. It stops, you know, Super Rejuvenation, because with that Dragon Roller deck or Exodia Dragon Draw, they'll discard their whole hand and just look stupid. Or they're gonna have to waste something just to get over your guy. Which, that's fine, you know, you got stuff to stop their attack or get your guy, you know, back if they try to do something like Call Haunted, blah blah blah. You also have just so many options with Thunder King still. It's another really good sideboard card. In fact, I would main deck, in my opinion, I would main deck 2 rulers. Well, Ryos, Thunder King Ryos. Just because there's so much searching, there's so much specialing. And I don't see why people are playing Solemn Judgment, you know. Since it's at 1, basically, if you draw that 1, you're gonna, early in the game, you're gonna pay 4,000 life points just to look stupid for them to bring back their Dragon Rollers and hit you. Don't run it. Just point blank, don't run it. Solemn Warning, I kind of see. Not really. Not really, I lied. You know, no. Solemn Warning just pays more life. Stuff that would be beneficial would be Konami giving us back Will Oppression or something like that to basically, you know, say, screw you, Madolchis, Atlanteans, dragons, period, you know, Chaos Dragons, Cyber Dragons, Dragon Rulers, Blue Eyes White Dragon, stuff like that. And they just need more support against dragons, just to make sure that, you know, the playing field is level. Because now it's to the point where somebody can go out and spend like $200 on an E-Dragon deck or Dragon Ruler deck, go to Nationals, go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series, go to locals, some bullcrap tournament like that, you know, and win. Just because, you know, the deck builds itself. I mean, there's really no skill in Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore, just because of stupid decks like that. And I know stupid decks. That's why I'm mainly an anti-meta player. Play removal for the fuck of it. Love it. Team PTW, play to win. Captain. And there's just not enough support for anti-meta anymore to keep up with Dragon Rollers and stuff. But that's why I'd say, you know, sideboard at least some anti-meta. Work your deck around it. Like, if you're running Still Swarms, run Torrentials, run Needle Ceilings, run, you know, Macro and D-Visor, just because your Evil Swarms really aren't affected as bad. Your opponent will be the one, you know, getting hurt in the end. And, well, this the thing that I'm going to say to end this video is the metagame right now is just really sick busted. It's just so good. So it's just to the point where Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of getting boring. Not really though, because every person that thinks they're tournament player worthy just goes to a tournament. Like a 6-year-old could go to Austin, Texas or something like that and win because of Dragon Rollers, okay? That's how redundant this game has become. Konami, please, you know, I'm not telling you what to do, just please do something about it. Like, don't do something to help Dragon Sport, do something to hurt Dragon Sport. But anyway, YouTube, D-Fissure out.